Hey guys, my name is Crazy Penguin. Welcome back to another class guide for Tribes Ascend. Talking about the Raider, as you can see on the screen right now. He's your medium armor durable class. He isn't super fast, he isn't super slow, he isn't the hardest hitting, but he definitely isn't your capper. He excels very, very well at base disruption and dueling. He's very, very great at defense and offense, and is spectacular in game modes like Team Deathmatch and Arena, but also great in game modes like Capture the Flag, as you'll see throughout this video. So, first and foremost, we have the Arc's Buster, which is the Raider's default weapon. Does 600 to 300 damage with 3 bullets or projectiles or explosives in its clip or magazine, and has a fairly small ammo pool or ammo count. I've already made a video on this, comparing it to the plasma gun. However, a couple things to note about the weapon is that it has really great damage. It's very, very good for taking out base assets. And the projectiles will detonate after a short period of time, and they stick to their targets. Walls, ground, players, doesn't matter. Next is the grenade launcher. It does 550 to 275 damage with 4 or 5 ammo in the clip, as well as a okay amount of ammo overall. In my hands, this gun isn't all that great. I just can't seem to use it very effectively. I don't get very many kills. However, I do use it to take out flag stands very, very reliably. This thing acts kind of like a Juggernaut's primary, in that if you're standing from a distance and you just aim at a particular area, it can wreak a lot of devastation. And the final primary available to the Raider at this time is the plasma gun, which does about 500 to 220 damage with 10 projectiles in its clipper magazine and a fairly decent amount of ammo. Overall, it doesn't feel like you're shorted out on this thing at all. This is not your go-to weapon for taking out base assets. However, if you're going to be dueling people, this thing is amazing. It offers really consistent damage, and it acts a lot like a spin fuser, so you can pick it up and just use it right off the bat. The first SMG that the Raider gets to choose from is the NJ4. It does 80 to 45 damage, and has a really respectable clip size and ammo count. When it comes to dueling, this gun is king, at least for me. The higher fire rate means that I'm able to get more bullets downrange, and it's a lot easier for me to gauge where the enemy is and how I should shoot accordingly when I can see where all my bullets are going. It just makes it, for whatever reason, easier to do damage, even if the DPS of another gun might be better. The higher fire rate really helps me do well with SMGs. The second SMG that you get your hands on is the NJ5-B. It has 140 to 105 damage, and again has a really respectable clip size and ammo count. In my hands, the slower rate of fire simply translates into less damage. It's much harder for me to get on target. I'm sure for those of you who are better at automatic weapons than me, then this would be a much more viable choice. Overall, I'd say the DPS is probably just a little bit better, but it's a little bit more difficult to hit with. It's a great gun, and it also allows you to zoom in and scope while shooting. Let's take a look now at some of the grenades the Raider has to choose from. The first of which would be the EMP grenade, and just like it sounds, it zaps the energy out of anybody that it hits. It has really, really great damage, sitting at 1100, which is better than some of the other grenades in this game, even with the added utility. Overall, it's a great item. It makes your opponents quite easy to predict once they've been hit by it, because they can't fly around nearly as much, although it can be a pain to toss. It doesn't go very far. The next grenade is extremely unique in that it isn't meant for damage, only doing 50 at point-blank ranges. However, it can blind your opponent for quite a while. Also, it can be a double-edged sword, though, because it can blind yourself if you don't have Egocentric fully maxed out. And the last one is the cluster grenade. It does a lot of damage and has a lot of great utility. It's great for clearing out flag stands, for area denial, or use it like a short-range MIRV launcher. It explodes in 2 stages. The first does up to 400 damage, popping out 5 clusters, all of which doing about 425 each. It can take a bit to get used to the second explosion, though, so take that into account. Let's talk now a little bit about the packs that you can use as a Raider. The first one is the shield pack, allowing you to act pretty much like a heavy without the lower mobility. It gives you a much nicer energy pool. Mix it with potential energy and you become a very formidable enemy when dueling or infiltrating a base or even defending. It just gives you a lot of longevity. And so the next one is the jammer pack. This just gives you a little bit more utility in different areas. You turn this thing on and you're no longer visible to enemy radar, and their turrets won't shoot you. On top of that, infiltrators next to you are no longer in stealth. So instead of getting bounced around and slapped around by enemy turrets, you turn this thing on, you can take out their assets a lot more effectively, and it's also great for clearing out your own base from enemy infiltrators. Okay, so now we covered all the weapons. Normally I would cover the armor and the perks as well. Armor, there's nothing spectacular going on, so it's hardly worth mentioning. And as far as the perks go, it's mostly personal preference based on the playstyle that you are attempting to go for. You might choose Reach if you're going to be returning flags. You might choose Potential Energy if you have the shield pack. You might want Survivalist if you're going to be around a lot of ammo packs, etc., etc. It's all personal preference, and I'll let you guys pick what you need to suit your playstyle. As far as the Raider goes in general, his role in the game and how you should play him, I honestly am not qualified to answer that, but I will let you know how I have success in what I've seen and what I think you shouldn't do. First off, the don'ts. You'll see I keep going back to the enemy base to disrupt them, and that's not a bad thing altogether because I could be pulling off the attention of some of the people that are looking at our cappers. I could be hitting a sniper or something, but generally you'll see I'll be going into the enemy generator room, and a quick little, pop in, take it out isn't so bad, but you shouldn't be focusing your entire livelihood all the time you're playing, just constantly coming back to this one room. It's not smart. Okay, it's down, leave it be. I don't need to camp this room. I don't need to, worry about them coming to repair it. I did my job. Now I'm just here disrupting them, doing what I gotta do. Like I said earlier at the start of this guide, he's great at dueling. There aren't a lot of people that can stand on an equal footing with this guy, especially after his recent update. And I think I'll leave it at that. It's up to you to discover how to best use the Raider and his fun tools at your disposal. Feel free to leave comments down below about the Raider and how to best use him as a class. If you enjoy Tribes content, be sure to subscribe. There will be more class guides as well as weapon comparisons and quick tips coming out soon. I'll see you in the next video, guys.